Welcome back to the Frozen Fly. Today we'll be tying ourselves a sparkle caddis. In the hook we have a size 14 dry fly hook, and we will be using 70 denier UTC Ultra Thread in black. So tying at the head. And you run it all the way back to the start of the bend of the hook. And this is where you're going to tie in your base color and your rib. For your base color, you can do just about anything. I've been using a lot of green. In this case, since it's a sparkle caddis, I'll be using green tinsel. And I'm using some old tinsel. It's really brittle, so it wants to bust off really easy. So I'm going to be tying in a couple of pieces, so I have a backup in case one breaks, because there's a decent chance that one could. And then also too, for this tinsel, it's not quite wide enough to cover up everything. And by everything I mean the dark body. So right now I'm tying in 2 pieces of the tinsel. Bring my thread back. And there's a couple options you can do for your rib then. You can do peacock quill, you can do cotton thread. I've been using a white cotton thread, and that's been both working and looking very well for me. It adds a interesting, I guess you can call it a texture, kind of a cream colored rib once we put on the UV glue. So I'll be adding in the white cotton thread here. This is an upholstery thread. This one this strand I've separated from the spool, or from the main thread. So this is reduced a third of the size of the main thread. So I run my thread up. Now I go probably a 9.5 length. And take and see, that's why I tied in a couple of different pieces, because this broke off as soon as I put any force on it. These are always kind of this stuff is always kind of tricky, just because it's so fragile for me to get it to work well. But it always looks very well. It always looks good, and a lot of people like the look of the the shininess of the underbody. And you'll notice that I'm trying to get these wraps close, if not touching. as close as I can possibly get. Obviously touching is what you want, depending on what material you use. A newer piece of the tinsel, you would have a lot better luck trying to get it to cover up. You'd be able to pull on it and be able to put it where you want it. So that just means I have to be a little more precise with my thread here for my rib. And just add that in here, keeping a constant spacing. Tying off. So I secured this. Now I take UV epoxy or UV glue. In this case I'm using Solares, and I'm using their thin formula. So whichever your preferred UV glue is, you can do that accordingly. I just put my cap on too tight, so I have to try to reef this off real quick. Especially with the thin, you don't want this stuff to ooze out or drip out or anything. Be a bad day. Now you can see there that with the thin formula, it's running to the bottom side of the hook. So I just adjust my vise around here and use my bodkin to spread the glue out over the shank of the hook. I clean off my bodkin so that the UV light does not cure it on my bodkin. Cure the glue. Hit it with the UV. Get it to cure. Now we add in our wing. I'm using white-tailed deer body here. I'm using just a little pinch of it. This is kind of the color we're looking at here. You can see, especially in this piece, all this under fur. That's stuff you want to make sure you get out whenever you're working with deer hair, because it makes your hair stick together. And by that I mean, if you go to try to stack it, it won't want to stack very well, or when you go to like pull it out, it won't come out even. So it makes it a little difficult to work with, which is why everybody cleans it out right away. And there really isn't a good way to do it while it's on the hide. You can get some of it out, but you won't ever get all of it out until you actually cut the hair off and it's separated from the hide, because some of the underfur is directly attached to the hide. So once I get it all cleaned out, I get my hair stacker. Mine is DIY'd. Issue with the DIY'd is that it doesn't have a flared well. So when you go to put in the hair, you really got to work it in there. Stack my hair, stack the tips. And what I'm looking for is about a shank and a half, maybe two. Just to where it's just a little bit past the bend of the hook. So right about in there is about what we're looking for. And so what I do is, since we got the UV down, I do a few more wraps on the top of the UV to add some texture so that your threads for this wing has somewhere to grip. And so what I do is I pull up my thread, I separate my hair, and I do a loop around my hair, and then I loop it back on the hook, and I hold it together, pinch it together, and pull down. You gotta be careful not to break your thread. Then I do a rough trim now, and that is so that it's easier to separate your wing from the ends. So now I come in and I trim close. Almost like a little cone shape. Again, the whole time I'm holding my wing where I want it. And so now what I'm doing is I'm running threads up kind of through the head. I do a half hitch. And then I whip finish. And here's another thing that I do that I think really helps, is I then get some more UV. In this case, I'm going to be using a little bit of the UV Thick, Solarez's thick UV formula. And I'm coming in through the center of the clump. First off, I got to get it started in the bottle. The one issue with this thick formula is it doesn't want to go through this needle point very well. So I go right through the middle of the deer hair clump. I go right to where it kind of, right where we tied in. And go and add a little bead of the UV glue. So now what I can do is I can pull back my deer hair and pull it down into the UV glue, and this allows me to make a tighter wing that I think looks a lot more natural. So I'm just trying to work some of this glue up through, so it's kind of coming out on top. Get my UV light here. Oop, bumped my elbow. And I hit it so that it all cures here. And what this allows for is a wing that won't lose its shape, that will also float, because we're not coating the whole wing in the UV glue, so the water will still be floating underneath it, so you get this nice tight closed wing shape. Now we just go in, trim our head a little bit more, because they're pretty streamlined little bugs. Just looking over everything. I got a stray hair here, so I'm going to pull that out and trim it off. So now we're left with our final product. Nice tight closed winged caddis pattern. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If I don't see you guys in the woods or on the water, hopefully I'll see you guys, catch you guys here next time on the Frozen Fly. Last comment is that if there's anything you guys would like to see me tie or attempt to tie or do on this channel, please feel free to comment below. I'm always looking for comments, suggestions, anything of the sorts, so that I can go ahead and improve this channel to meet the needs and wants of the viewers like you. So I'm always appreciative of any comments that are made on any of my videos. I'm always looking at all of my videos for any comments, and if I don't directly reply to your comment, you can expect for sure to see it be brought up in the next video. So again, if I don't catch you guys on the water or in the woods, hopefully I'll catch you guys next time here on the Frozen Fly.